You think your life is hard? Try surviving a world where your breakfast might kill you, your toilet is a bucket under your bed, and your dentist has a hammer. Welcome to the Middle Ages. No Wi-Fi, no medicine, no toilet paper. You wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval times, and we're about to prove it. So you think you could survive the medieval world? You've watched the night movies, dreamed of feasts in great halls, imagined yourself living in a castle with candlelight and courtly love. But the truth? Medieval life was brutal, dirty, bloody, painful. And for most people, it wasn't filled with chivalry, it was filled with suffering. Today we'll walk you through what just one day in the Middle Ages would look like, and why, by hour 24, you'd be begging to time travel back to your comfy bed, indoor plumbing, and ibuprofen. Let's start with food, because you'll probably be hungry after waking up on a straw mattress full of bugs. Forget about eggs, toast, or coffee. Your breakfast is likely a bowl of pottage, a bland, watery mush made from old vegetables, boiled, and reboiled, and re-reboiled. Days old, possibly weeks, possibly fermented. Bread? Yes, but it's dense, dry, and full of ground-up stone bits from medieval mills. That's right, you're chewing on rock-filled loaves. And if you're really lucky, it also contains ergot, a poisonous fungus that causes hallucinations, convulsions, and death. The worst part? You can't even wash it down with clean water. Water sources were often full of human and animal waste, so you drink ale. Yes, even if you're 5 years old. And now, nature calls. But there's no toilet, no plumbing, no privacy. You'll use a chamber pot, a glorified bucket, kept under your bed. You either empty it yourself, or toss it out the window with a shout of, "Gardy-loo!" Translation: look out for flying poop. If you're at a castle, lucky you. You get a hole in a stone seat that drops waste down a wall. Some garderobes dropped waste 70 feet into a pit. Imagine the stench. Now imagine being the one to clean it. Enter the gong farmer. A man paid to collect poop. He worked only at night. Wasn't allowed in public places. Smelled so bad his clothes were basically biohazards. But hey, he earned 4 times the average wage. Toilet paper? Try moss. Or your hand. Breakfast barely digested. It's time for work. If you're a peasant, and let's be honest, you are, you're on the fields. No tractor, just oxen and wooden plows. You plant by hand, you harvest by sickle. You work 14 to 16 hours a day in the blazing sun. Calories burned? Over 4,000 daily. Gym memberships weren't necessary. Survival was the workout. Can't handle farm life? Try becoming a blacksmith and breathe in smoke and toxic fumes all day. Or a tanner, soaking animal skins in urine and lime, turning your skin yellow and your smell permanent. Apprenticeships began at age 7 and lasted over a decade. No weekends, no holidays, no quitting. And for some, the only job available was collecting dog poop to sell to tanners. Welcome to Career Day. Let's say all this hard labor and awful food make you sick. Hope you enjoy medieval medicine, because your options are limited. Got a cold? Too much bad air. Fever? You have too much blood. Time for bloodletting. That means cutting open your vein and draining it into a bowl. Or maybe they'll attach 70 leeches to your skin. Yes, 70. Why? Because your humors are unbalanced. Duh. Toothache? Your dentist arrives with pliers and zero anesthesia. Mercury is prescribed like candy, even though it slowly kills you. The average life expectancy was 30 to 40 years. 1 in 3 children died before age 5. And hand washing? Try wiping your hands on your already filthy tunic and calling it clean. Let's say you get caught stealing a loaf of bread. You're starving after all. Punishment? Could be public whipping. Could be losing a hand. Could be execution. In medieval England, over 200 crimes were punishable by death, including cutting down a tree on royal land and proving your innocence. Say hello to trial by ordeal. Carry a red-hot iron bar for 9 feet. If your wounds heal without infection in 3 days, you're innocent. Or get tied up and thrown in a river. Sink. Innocent but dead. Float. Guilty and executed. Even if you survived the trial, dungeons awaited. No food, no light, just rats, chains, and screams. The Middle Ages weren't peaceful. Between crusades, feudal conflicts, and border wars, you were never far from battle. If you're poor, you're conscripted, given a wooden spear and some cloth armor, thrown into chaotic battlefields where death is swift and messy. If you're injured, infection almost guarantees death. Medical care on the battlefield means hope you survive. If you're lucky enough to stay behind, medieval armies might still come through, burning fields, stealing animals, and leaving your village in ashes. And during sieges, people trapped inside walls resorted to eating rats, cats, and each other. Yes, cannibalism. By now, you stink. So does the entire town. Tanners, butchers, human waste, garbage, rotting food, all dumped into streets and rivers. People bathed a few times a year, usually spring and fall. Bathing too often was believed to open your pores to disease. Your clothes, 1 or 2 sets. Washed rarely, shared often. You sleep in them, work in them, die in them. Lice were so common, lice combs were standard grooming tools. Deodorant, non-existent. The solution was to carry herb pouches under your nose. It's night. You return to your one-room hut where everyone, parents, siblings, grandparents, possibly animals, sleep together. On scratchy straw beds, shared, no privacy. Want to hear a story to fall asleep? You might get lucky and hear a traveling bard, or you might hear your neighbor being dragged away for gossiping. Nobles might have castles, but even they didn't have plumbing or peace. Servants were everywhere, even during private moments. And so ends your 24 hours in medieval times. Hungry, filthy, probably infected, and traumatized. Yes, the castles looked pretty. Yes, the art and architecture were amazing. But behind every illuminated manuscript is a pile of suffering, disease, and sewage. This wasn't a world of fairy tales. It was a world of pain, poverty, and plague. Still think you'd last in medieval times? You can keep your romantic ideas about knights and castles. But me? I'll take antibiotics, toothpaste, Netflix, and a flushing toilet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through the dark corners of history, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and tell us in the comments, what's one medieval horror you couldn't handle? Until next time, be glad you were born now and not then. And please, appreciate your toilet paper.